Hari Om, all of you. Hari Om, Vasu and Vani, all the participants, all the participants. We will start with the three Omkars, Shuklam Bharadram and Sahana Voto, and then we start today's session. Om. Om. Sahana Voto, Sahyam Vinattu, Sahavi Tejasvinavinastu Vidvishane. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Shuklam Bharadram Vishnum Shashivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasannavadanam Dhyayet Sarva Vignopashante. We have got invoked the grace of the God. We will invoke the grace of all the Gurus. Om Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshwara Guru Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Shri Gurave. Hari Om. We also invoke the grace of the lineage of Gurus, my own spiritual master, Puja Gurudev Swami Chinmayananda. Samasta Jana Kalyane Niratam Karunamriyam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram. Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram. We will start.
Switch to the platform. Just anything you want.
Okay. We are going to discuss a little about our great epic. Mahabharata has got two major aspects. One is Bhagavadgita, and the second is the Vishnu Sahasranama. We are going to discuss a little about the three basics of Hinduism is Upanishads, Bhagavad Gita, Brahma Sutra. Brahma Sutra and Bhagavad Gita is called a Smriti Granth because it is from the Smriti called Mahabharata. Normally, this Gita is very, very, very popular, but there are more people who also misunderstand it also. Normally, they say, people, we will keep this Bhagavad Gita very revered. We have got to do puja. They will keep it in the puja room, do all worship, and think it is done. But Bhagavad Gita, as I don't deny that it requires that place of worship, but equally important or more important is that do the puja, nothing wrong. Take it out, read, and not only read, study. Not only study, after you understand, most important is we have to implement what is told in Bhagavad Gita. That's very, very important. And what is the, we are now going to discuss the various aspects of Bhagavad Gita. Number one, I have absolutely no doubt that Bhagavad Gita is meant, ultimate purpose is to make us all have infinite bliss, Akanda Ananda. All of us want happiness, but sometimes we get it, a little bit of pleasure we get, followed by pain. It comes, goes, and more misery than happiness. But what all of us want is an infinite bliss. Akhanda Ananda, independent Ananda, and very high. We are getting fleets of pleasure, but it should be the ocean of bliss. And Gita, my dear friends, 100% sure that we is going to give us the ultimate bliss. And yeah, it is. If it is only for moksha, it is different. But we know Gita was given to a man of dynamic action of Arjuna, not to an old man, about to die man. No, it is for a dynamic man of action. And this purpose is, that is the reason we say Bhagavad Gita not only helps us to have the infinite bliss, Ananda, in Vedantic terms it is called moksha, but also it gives tips for success in all aspects of life. How to succeed in your personal life, how to succeed in your professional life, and how to succeed in your social areas also. And I would call it as the best ever management book of this universe. It gives tips on how to set and achieve the goal, and how to develop attitude, how to make decisions, how to solve problems, how to manage your tension and worry. And then we must have the ability to increase our efficiency also. That is the reason one of the best, you can't think of the better management book than this. So we must all be proud that we are in a country where we have this in household. But having it in household is not adequate. This is, I have been able to go through the world's best management thinkers of, as our Shiva also said, I was trained by the Dale Carnegie Institute for leadership and attitudinal change. The purpose then was how to improve my company, how to make my company succeed, and how I should succeed. But later on, I realized we have got far greater depth in our scriptures, especially Bhagavad Gita, and where all aspects that is there in all the management books of the world is there. That is the reason you must have seen the Prime Minister of our great country, G. Narendra Modi ji, when international chief, the president or the prime ministers of the various countries come, he gives them Bhagavad Gita. Because that's the best we have in this country, my dear friends. We must be proud. We have got a lot of things, great things in our country, but the greatest one we have is the Bhagavad Gita. And I am requesting all of you with folded hands, please spread this message. Let every householder, irrespective of the caste, creed, color, and religion and geographical area, study Gita and apply it in their own life. So few aspects of Gita. Number one, this is called the Dhyana Shloka of Bhagavad Gita. It says, Om Parthaya Pradibodhidam Bhagavada Narayanena Swayam Vyasena Graditam Purana Munina Madhye Mahabharatam Advaitam Vrutavarshinim Bhagavatim Ashtadashadhyayinim Amba Tvam Anusandadhami Bhagavad Gita Bhavadveshini. This Bhagavad Gita, only little introduction, we go straight away into the contents. This is taught to Arjuna. Bhagavata Narayan, that supreme Brahman, who took avatar as Krishna, Sri Krishna Parabrahma. Sri Krishna Parabrahma, that supreme Brahman, in the avatar of Krishna, gave this Bhagavad Gita. And this is in middle of Mahabharata. The composer of this Mahabharata is that great sage Vedavyasji. And we call the Gita the mother, holy mother, divine mother. She gives us that Advaita Amrutam. And Bhagavad Gita has got 18 chapters. What we have to do? We have got to meditate, read, study, understand, deeply contemplate. And it says, this is one, it's called, it removes all our rogas. Parthaya pratibodhitam, Bhagavata Narayanena Sayam, Bhagavadgita Bhavadveshini. It removes all our problems, all our bhava rogas also. All the diseases are cured. And the biggest desire is, biggest disease is the disease of repeated birth and death. That also will be removed when we practice this Bhagavad Gita. And one other which mentions the glory, I will not go into all aspects, is Sarvo Panishado Gavo Bhogdha Gopala Nandana Partho Vatsa Sudhir Bhokta Dugdham Gitamrutam Mahade. We have Vedas, Mantra, Brahmana, Aranyaka, and Upanishad. It's called the Vedanta. And the essence of all is in our Upanishads. There are 108 popular Upanishads. There are more. And he says, imagine, all of you imagine, a cow, and then there is a calf, and somebody is milking it. He says, take this cow, mother cow, as Sarva Upanishad, is the essence of all Upanishads, and Supreme Brahman in the form of Krishna. He is a Gopala Nandana. He is milking the cow. And you see the calf, that is Partha, means keeping Arjuna as Nimitta Matra. The essence of all Upanishads is being, the Gita Amrutam is being given to all of us. The person who is milking is Lord Krishna, the covered boy. Arjuna is the calf. And it is given for what? All of us, the wise and pure men, we take the milk. And we must be happy that we are all doing that, we are drinking that milk of this. So there are lots of things, but there is, as I said, there is no problem which is not indicated. In fact, I have been searching ever since I started studying Gita in the year 1979. I have been studying Gita a number of times for almost 46 years. I have not found any problem which is not mentioned in Gita. The personal problem, the professional problem, social problem, health problem, worry problem, efficiency problem, name all of them are in the 700 verses of the Gita. But the speciality is not only the problems are indicated, the solutions are also given. All of us have got what is called as Arjuna disease, and there is a Krishna treatment. We have to be open, that is all. And believe me, friends, I have not found anybody with any problem which is not mentioned along with solutions. What else we want? And this is required for all. All of us we want, because this is not only given to a man in the somewhere in the Himalayas. He is given to a man, dynamic man of action. This is also required for students. That is the reason I have suggested some students also join today. They all want a proper clarity of the goal. They all want to succeed. Bhagavad Gita gives fantastic tips on how to succeed as a student, as a professional, as a businessman, anything. And this also helps how we as an organization succeed, and how the state, the country, and the world should progress. I would say this is to be continuously tapped. Today I am going to cover only some 2-3 important aspects only. Now visualize that all of you are very, very aware of. Hopefully you are seeing the slide where visualize there is a dam built across a huge river. and then there is water stored there. And then what happens is there is a possibility of leakages. Those leakages are plugged. Next, that water is channelized and gets into a place where power is produced. This is hydraulic power generation. Hydraulic power generation requires high storage of water, which becomes the dynamic potential energy. And we have seen one of the major sources of power, electric power in our country is non-polluting, the hydraulic power, and river across the river, the dam is built. And then the leak. So number one, then leakages are to be plugged. Third is to be channelized, and there is energy production. Energy production, number one, the water levels should be high. Higher the water level, more and more is the energy stored. Suppose the dam is empty, no power. High power. And next, we have got to plug the leakages. I have got indicated by 3 dots are given. If those leakages are not plugged, all that energy that is stored get drained. Careful. Okay, first step, increase the level of water. Repeat, higher the water level, higher is the energy. Plug the leakages, and most importantly, channelize it. Channelize it. 3 important aspects: the water level height, plug-in leakages, and channelizes. And these are the things which will produce high power. Number one, what are these levels? This Bhagavadgita talks beautifully about this. Number one, there are 4 aspects. All people in this world work. Work is same. Depending on the attitude of the working, they are classified. Bhagavad Gita classifies us into this: persons without integrity, those who work only for personal gains. Higher is one who works for an ideal. Even higher is one who works for joy and with joy. Like the storage water height, depending on this attitude, that person will have more and more power. Dependent on the attitude. Those who have no integrity, very less power. Person may be a little better, work for an idea, little higher. Ultimately, working for joy is like building tremendous power, number one. And then the 3 leakages that we have are, as I have built energy, I got energy, they get dissipated by 3 regrets of the past, feverish excitement of the present, and the third one is that anxiety of the future. These are the leakages that will happen. Past regrets of the past, feverish excitement of the present, and anxiety of the future. And then you have got to channelize it. We'll take it 3 step by step. So basically this talk is structured on this aspect, and those of us who practice it in our organizations, and it is required for all companies, all institutions, it is required for all state leaders, national leaders, world leaders, so that we can have more higher standard of living and happy living. So number one starts with the first one. The third, and after all that, channelizing is very, very important. Number one, I'm going to cover a matching verse for this Bhagavad Gita, because I hope all of you are very, very familiar with this. Please read it along with me. Karma evadikaraste ma palechu kadachanam ma karma palahe. 'Ma te 'Karma palahe 'durbu 'Ma te 'Sangosva 'karmani 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 'Ma te 'Sangosva One of the most popular Bhagavad Gita shlokas. This is in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 2, verse 47. Yeah, Bhagavad Gita means people immediately, I know Bhagavad Gita, I know that, but that is so popular. What does it really mean? He says, all of us have a right to perform our duties. We have a right, not for the fruit of action. I do my job, but don't expect any selfish fruit. And don't say, no, I don't need to do anything, I can be in action. No. The te adhikaraha, you have got a right, karmani eva. Your right is to perform your actions only, ma phaleshu, not for the fruits of action. Those who work with the expectation of the fruits of action, they can never succeed. And they will never be a contributor to the organizations, the institution, the country, the world they are in. And don't say, ma karma batuhev, te sangaha, ma astu karmani. Anyway, ma astu akarmani. Don't get attached to inaction. What is important is now, friends, one of the best or the best management books of the world says, you can't judge people by the action that they are doing. More important is the attitude with which a person does. You see, most important thing you would have found in the best of the management books is that you must have the knowledge, you must have the functional skills to do a job, you must have some skills to manage others. How the skills which is required to make others do a job, they are called the attitudinal skills. Most important is the attitude. I know knowledge, I can do functional skill, I can make others do managerial skill. You have knowledge, you have functional skills, you have managerial skills. But ultimately, most important is, they say, why should I do? It is that attitude which makes a difference. Friends, this is where we have got to bring a reformation in the education system, where we are not going to create only parrots of the textbooks or answer book writing. No. We should not too much bother about the marks, but what is important is the knowledge. But knowledge, skill, we don't concentrate much. Skill, but most importantly, ability to make others. But ultimately, all this depends on the attitude. Attitude plays a major role. That is what is said here. The first slide that I showed you, that height depends on the attitude. Number one, we can see. And there is one more. Then we will go to, this is in the chapter 9, verse 27. It says, Yad karoshi yadashnasi, yad juhosi dadasi yate, yad tapasyasi kaunteya, tad kurushva madarpanam. Hopefully you are able to read it together. Yad karoshi yadashnasi, yad juhosi dadasi yate, yad tapasyasi kaunteya, Tat Kurushvamadarpanam. The great philosophy of management, my dear friends. We always think, all these things you have to do, puja, this and that and that. It is not the puja in a temple, in front of your idol, or to a saligrama, or a shivlinga, or a pratima, or padika. What is important is, what is our attitude of working. Whatever you do, et karoshi. Edashnasi, whatever you eat, edjuhosi, dadasi, whatever you give as dana, whatever austerities you tapasyasi kaunte. He says, hey, puja is not a part-time job to be done half an hour or a few minutes in the house, in the puja room, in a temple, in a church or a mosque or gurudwara. This is whatever work you are doing, in whatever field you are doing, do all, but do with a different attitude. Again, you go back to that first one that we saw. The height of the water determines what an amount of energy potential that has. Similarly, depending on the attitude, you will have more power. And that is going to be useful to the family, to the profession, to the society, to the nation, to the world you are in. So, so what is important, my dear friends, is it is not what you do. Nothing is superior. Nothing is inferior. In puja, what is right, what is wrong? It is not what you do, but how you do, with what attitude you do. This is what the best of the management thinkers of the world say. They conduct, and I have been conducting training programs since 80 beginning and 96 onwards full time for about 46 years, for 96. I have been doing this training program. We have been able to train more than 400,000 people. And all that management is in the management thinkers day, ultimately it depends upon your attitude of working. Sweeping a floor is nothing bad. Yes, being a CEO or the managing director or the chairman, you can't say something greater. It is not the work or the position, the attitude with which you do is important. Maybe we normally judge people by their work. Number one, I'm showing you a case where there was a person who was sitting near a pond in the central place, and he was just throwing stones, again throwing stones. In between, eat that bread with this, eating, again do. Then he had brought he was drinking some juice and go on doing it, morning to evening, continuously doing. And there was this one man, milkman, who had sweated the whole day, and he used to get cow the milk, milk the cow, and then take it to a town, travel a long time, sweating, perspiring, sold. When he comes back, but he sees again this man simply sitting. He was saying, hey, what is this happening? This milkman, this fellow who was watching him daily, he said, hey, what is this man doing? I am sweating morning to evening. I get only little money, milking the cow, riding all the way, spending time there, and then coming back. I am doing such a hard work. This fellow is useless fellow. What? He is only wasting the time. But do you know, friends, that person who was throwing stones was Michelangelo, the world-renowned painter, whose works are even now there. He is immortal. But this man thought he is wasting the time, not knowing the attitude with which he was, the purpose of, he thought he is only wasting, simply throwing stones, eating, drinking, wasting his time. What I have shown you in the picture is that Michelangelo, the immortal painter. But looking at the work, you can't judge. Hopefully you get the idea. Now I'll tell you one more. And there were a person who was watching three persons who were breaking stones. Like that. Daga, 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 daga. He asked one man, hey, what are you doing? He says, I'm eating this stone, what to do, because I have to, for the sake of my belly, I want, and also I have to feed my wife and children. For him, the purpose is only little bit of money for his belly. He went to the second person who was doing the same job, and he asked him, hey, what are you doing? He says, I am making an idol, little superior. He's not saying for the sake of belly, I want to make the good idols. He went to the third person, and he asks him again, hey, what are you doing? He says, he was always in such a joy, and he was there. He said, hey, I am building a great temple. Friends, work is same. One person says, I'm doing only what I am working. I have to feed my stomach, my wife, and that's all. The other man, little higher. And third man is says, hey, I want to build this great temple. Friends, the work is same. Don't judge people by the work. Same work appearing to be same. No work, I repeat, is superior. No work is inferior. It is the attitude with which a person works that is very important, friends. And this is what is told in that Bhagavad Gita, the second chapter. And now we told you, we'll come back to where we started. We said, depending on the attitude of working, these are four varieties of the people. Four varieties of the people. Work is, I repeat, it is not the work that determines the quality. What is important is not the work, what attitude with which you are working. There are some people who work only for personal gains. There are some who work for an ideal. Some who work for joy with joy. This gratification, like the height of the water, more energy is stored. Dependent on the attitude of the working, there will be tremendous power in them. Now, this will also come to the next later. Now, we'll take that. What are the four I said? Number one, action is inevitable. Everybody in this world, the moment you are born, till the moment you die and make others peaceful, you will be working. Action is life. Action is death. Everyone will do. But how we act is important. Friends, like that. Number one, we have had this classification which I showed you, and I would suggest all of you take this portion very seriously, apply this portion in your life. And I have seen there are leaders of this, the CEOs are here, the general managers, the vice presidents, the managing directors, great people are, and eminent doctors are here in this audience. They are listening to me. Please apply it to yourself and inspire as many people to practice this, what I am taking as possible, including students. Very, very important. This has to be inculcated at the student level. What is important, this classification that we have made is not on work, but based on the attitude. These are the four. Number one, the majority of the people work for gaining personal gains. I want my increment. I want my promotion. I want a better appraisal. I want a higher position, like that, like that. I want a big, great appraisal, lot of improvement. And for them, those who are working.
1%, 2 minutes, like not able to listen.
Hello.
Interaction.
I don't know. Huh?
Interaction, I'm not able to get it since 2 minutes.
Yeah, is everybody able to listen? Vasu, I am given a feedback that some of them are not able to listen.
We are able
Vasu,
to hear, sir. We are able to hear.
and see the picture also.
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
no problem. No problem. This can be one exception. Okay, now the classification, those who work for joy and who work for personal gains, how to make little more money. I want to get a better house, better car. For that purpose, I am working. Those who are working that level, even if you are on the highest grade, the general manager, the CEO and all that, you are still a laborer. Designation wise may be different. But there are some people who work for an ideal. I want my company to improve, my nation to improve. That is ideal. They are called workers. Workers are known to be superior than laborers. There is one more higher grade called men of achievement. The greatest achievements, accomplishments in the field of science, technology, medicine, tremendous work has come. They are called men of achievers. Their achievement will be for the whole, not only for the whole country, but the whole world. Those people are called achievers who have contributed a new product, a new process, a new methodology, in any field. It doesn't matter what field. It can be in engineering, it can be medicine, it can be administration, it can be finance, it can be production. Any area where tremendous achievements are there, those who work for joy, they are called men of achievement. Friends, normally we get it. Labor is low, worker is superior, men of achievement is higher. I am not telling this on the designation, but on the motive of working. I know quite many of you think, just start imagining what percentage is maximum in our country, Mera Bharat Mahan, or in other places. Majority of the people are laborers. Think. I don't demean any one of you. This is a majority. Why they are working? Some gain. There are some people, yes, for example, when we had our national struggle, nearly 200 years, India struggled to get our country free. And there were a lot of people, they said, hey, we want an ideal, we want our country to be free. That was the ideal. And there is even men of achievement are those who work for joy, work with joy. These three understand: laborer, worker, man of achievement. But what is there is one more category called below laborers. Why are they working? That they say government of Karnataka undertaking, government of India undertaking, mean corrupt people, vulgar people. Why are they working? Not even for the salary they are getting, but what do I get? And they are the people without integrity. And such people, you again go back to that dam level, the lowest. So, number one, I want you not to judge anybody. Judge yourself. Don't tell anybody where you are. I'm giving this message to all the people who are listening to me. Ask yourself, whom am I? Am I corrupt, vulgar, below laborer? Am I a laborer, worker, or a man of achievement? Doesn't matter wherever you are. You take out your own promotion letters right now, here, right now. Talk to yourself. I, so and so, hereby promote myself from wherever you are. Don't bother. To man of achievement. Means what? You are going to do all your jobs with joy, for joy. Tremendous. You will get joy. You will become happy. You will be contributing to the family you are in. You will be contributing to the profession, the organization, the institution where you are working, or to the country, to the nation, and to the world you are in. You will get tremendous joy. Our goal should, why are you working? I am working for joy. How are you working? I am working with joy. Friends, this is the first level of increasing the level. I hope you get that. The first one is we are saying that the level of water should be increased. Means what? This is what the message of Gita, which I described in the two verses that I showed you. The two verses of Bhagavad-gita mentioned about this. The two verses, what we had talked in the beginning. Both et karoshi, edashnasi, et juhosi dadasiyate, tat kurusha. Offer it everything to the Lord. It is He. Don't look at anybody. And believe me, friends, no work is superior, no work is inferior. Don't get guided or misguided by anything. No work. Even in fact, when I was doing a program for a company, then there were lots of high-level people, and I told them, the sweeper can be a man of achievement. The CEO can be below laborer. I hope you are getting it. I have seen in my own place where I am living, early morning when I go, there is a lady called Andal. When I go for walking near 9th block, Jayanagar, near Raghuguda temple, when I come around, every day I see one lady, Andal, beautifully sweeping those streets, and she was singing song, enjoying it. In fact, I prostrate to her. Daily I talk to her, and hello, how are you? Such a guy. She's working. And I would put her in the level of men of achievement. There are some people who may be the heads of the companies and all that, but if they are working, or even you can be a leader of the nation, leader of the world, but if your motive is vulgar, then you are below laborer. Friends, talk to yourself. Don't, it's very, very important. If this is followed, all organizations will succeed. All institutions will succeed. Our country will become one of the greatest countries of the universe. That requires nothing else. It is not knowledge. It is not skill. The knowledge and capability you may have. You may have capability to make others do. Managerial skills you have. But if your attitude is, what do I get? Then below a level. So please, all of your friends, I don't intend saying to anybody in particular, all of you take a letter and write your own promotion letters. I hear your name. I so-and-so. Hereby promote myself from wherever you are to man of achievement. That means I am going to do work with joy and work with joy. One more, I am not going to take too many verses of Bhagavad-Gita. This is in the chapter 3, verse 30. We'll see. Mai sarvani karmani sanyasya adhyatma chetasa nirashir nirmamo bhutva yudhyasya vigatajvaraha. Please repeat, all of you. Mai sarvani karmani sanyasya adhyatma chetasa nirashir nirmamo bhutva yudhyasva vigatajvaraha. Hey, what a great verse. What a great management tool, my dear friends. See, what is there? Come on, let us see. He says, Lord Krishna says, Sarvani karmani mai sanyasya. Offer all your works as an offering to me. Okay. Then Adhyatmik is always meditate on me as the Supreme. Generally, people think meditation is somewhere you sit like the daga, close your eyes. Hey, no. This meditation should be all the waking state. Whatever you are doing, I hope you are understanding. People tell me, can you teach me meditation? Nowadays, there is meditations. How to overcome tension, do meditation. Yoga also has become like that. They have got a much, much higher purpose than what we think we have. Meditation is not sitting quietly with your palm and Jnana Mudra. No, something higher. Constantly you must be tuned to that higher as that Supreme Brahman. And then there are 3 aspects here. Nirashi, Nirmamo Bhutva, Yudhyasva, Vigatajvaraha. Very, very important. When you are performing your duty, don't think of the fruits. Number 1. Because fruits will come later. Number 1, Nirashi. Nirmama, don't think about your past. And Yudhyasva, Vigatajvara. Some people are working with feverish excitement of the present. Carefully. I am referring to the 3, first you saw the dam, no? And then you go back to the dam. Dam, higher level. And then you have stored water because of your attitude of working. You are a man of achievement. Men of achievement have got tremendous power, potential. You are working for joy, with joy. Like the height of the water, you will have tremendous power, energy stored. Stored energy is okay. Then the next aspect I talked was the leakages. These are the 3 leakages. 3 leakages are, they are indicated here. Number 1, these, like a dam, in spite of the fact it has got the power and all that, there are 3 ways in which our energies get dissipated. Carefully, carefully. Energies get dissipated. Number one is regrets of the past or feverish excitement of the present or anxiety of the future. Again, go back to the verse now. I'll take you now and then to this verse. Mai sarvani karmani sanyasya adhyatma chetasa, one aspect that we have talked then. Nirashi nirmamo bhutva yujyasva vigata jvaraha. Three aspects which dissipate our energy are indicated there. This is called tension and worry. Now you are talking. This is very important. Because I've been here in right now in North Carolina, in Charlotte, North Carolina, in the United States. I enjoy meeting people. I spend some people every day. I meet some people, and quite many of them, the moment they know that I have got this, they say, "Come on, teach me. Can you right now in 5 minutes teach me meditation?" Oh, wait, because I got always a lot of tension and worry and all that. Tension and worry, my dear friends, they are the various ways that we are going to our energy gets dissipated, gets leaked. It leaks out our potential. You remember that? I want you to link with the dam and this. Number one is regrets of the past. Or the second one is feverish excitement of the present, not future. And anxiety of the future. Second should be feverish excitement of the present, anxiety of the future. Now, when you are doing a work, what many people do is, there are three areas where our energy gets dissipated. This is called tension and worry. Tension and worry due to things which has already happened. Carefully. Think. All of you start analyzing. All of you have got a lot of tension, a lot of worry. I want you to slowly come with me, be with me, start thinking. One of the reasons why we are worried is something which has already happened, you are right now worried. Some people I have told them, they tell me, I am like this. I should have married her. He is now telling it 25 years after his marriage. That lady is already married and she has got 2 children. You are worried. I should have married her. And this is gone. 25 years gone. Why are you worried now? I should have done that. Are you understanding? It should have happened. It is a past on which you can now do nothing. Why are you worried? That worry will not help you, my dear friends. There is one that shloka says about that. Majority of us think. You are, I should have become a doctor. I became an engineer. I became already gone. Forget it. Most people are worried about things which have already happened, of which you can do nothing. Regrets on that you can now do nothing, my dear ones. I said wife, it can be husband also. I should have married him. I married this useless fellow. What? Can't happen. Forget it. Because you can't do anything. Of course, you can say, no, I can divorce, remarry. This is a different case. Then you will have a greater problem. The second is feverish excitement of the future. I am a present. Is it with a present, not future? At the present, you are too much excited. There are some people who are so much excited while doing. There also is another suffering. Too much of excitement, that is the one. And the third one is what will happen in the future. I do not know what will happen. I do not know. There can be, I may not get the job. A student will say, I may not pass the exam. The job aspirant will say, I do not know whether I will get the job or not. Third, whether I am going to get elevated or not. Whether I am going to make, I have invested in shares, maybe I will collapse. Everything will be lost, shares and real estate, all that money. I do not know. I may become sick. Hmm. There are friends, all of you analyze yourself. Right now, some of you are worried because you are imagining something in the future which may or may not happen. Careful, careful. It may or may not happen. I have told in one of the classes, the law of averages are in your favor. Like, I have no hesitation to relive that example. I was to conduct a program in Mumbai. I was to fly from Bangalore to Mumbai in a leading electrical company. And, on that day, they had booked my air ticket. And that weather on that day was a little cloudy. And that condition. And there was a delay in the flight, 1.5 hours delay. The moment the delay means, it will happen. You are not free. Every minute will become second, will become an hour. Waiting. At last, they found out there were not sufficient, and they gave a smaller aircraft. And then smaller aircraft were given. And then that later, there was a delay. The plane took off as usual. And then this plane tilted a little. Immediately, a man on my left, he started saying, I think there is going to be air crash. Again, after some time, second time, when the plane shook off a little more, then he said, I think, actually, believe me, water started coming from all his openings. He was in such a horrible state, no? And he says, definitely, this is the last day in my life. Third time when it shook, oh, God, I am going to die. Like this, he died about 80 times in the 90-minute flight. And the plane finally safely landed. In that 90 minutes, he died 80 times. Carefully. Now, look at the averages. Millions of aeroplanes take off every day from domestic airlines. Majority of them land. The chances of safe landing, even in some of the worst airlines, is safe landing chances are 99.9997%. Carefully. And chances of accident or air crash is 0.0003. Averages are in your favor. The chances of safe landing are in your favor. But you don't look at 99.9997%, which is in your favor, average. But you look at the remote possibility of 0.0003. This is called the anxiety of the future. You imagine something that may or may not happen, you are already worried. Especially, I have seen a lot of parents who have got their only child. There is one problem. Only one child. I'll give all my earnings and all my care to that only child. I saw it was in, that boy was in an engineering college in Kengeri area, in the RV college. And they had given him the fast bike, bullet, drink. Because anyway, we didn't have, and the college leaves around 4:30, and it is about hardly a few kilometers. He should be back home by about 4. Boy doesn't come. The mother, who has got the only child, starts seeing that boy's body under a truck. She feels miserable. But finally she finds that boy was doing some mischief with a girl in a park. How many students travel? The chances of the boy come, but you don't look at that. I understand. You imagine, this is called tension or worry, anticipation. You imagine something which may or may not happen, carefully, and you start worrying. Believe me, friends, This worry is not there for animals. No ant is worried. No elephant is worried. No cheetah is worried. No dog is worried. All problem. All the problems come only the tension and worry is to the human beings only. Because God has given you the best of the faculty of thinking, which has not, there might be an intelligent animal, but the capacity to discrimination is given only to human beings. And believe me, we have got 80 lakh species. Man is one species. You can almost take it as 1 in 1 crore. No other 99,99,999 creatures are worried. All the worry is only for the human being. Because God has given me intellect. What do? When I have nothing to do with the God-given intellect, I create something to worry. Create. That creation is made by you. By what? By the intelligence that God has given. I create something to worry, and I embrace, and I say, I love you, worry, I love you, worry, I love you. Friends, this is the problem. What has to be our plus point has become our next point because we imagine something. Students, I may not pass an exam. Worry. I may not get a job. Even or I may not get a boy or a girl for marriage. Look at that. But look at the averages again. All the averages are in your favor. We don't look at it. So this another worry is anxiety of the future. Friends, these are the leakages. I go back to our original slide. Where we have a dam, higher the energy, higher power. It depends carefully on our attitude. Work for joy, work with joy. Irrespective of what work you are doing, don't bother about that. No job is important. No job is superior. No job is inferior. Love your job. Enjoy working. Work for joy with joy. Highest energy will come. Next, plug the leakages. Leakages, the energy that you have built that gets dissipated because of your tension and worry. I want all of you to seriously take this session very, very seriously. Talk to yourself, I am going to plug these 3 leakages. I will not worry about the past, which is dead and gone. I will not worry about the future, which is not yet born. And right now also, in the present also, I will not be feverish excitement. This can happen to a sportsman also. Lost so many matches. 12 matches I have failed. And if you go with that regret, you will not play well in this present match. When you go with that excitement, you start batting or bowling, gone. Or what will happen in future? That's also a problem. Your present, I hope you understand. These are the 3 leakages that will happen. Now, friends, let us examine what are the effects of this tension and worry. Number 1, carefully, your health will get affected. I don't think any of you want to be unhealthy. Helping hospitals to make more money. The health is lost. You may have money, power, position, status, house, car, and all that. With all that, if you don't have health, what else is there? What is life without health? It is not how long you live, how healthy you live, my dear friends. How well you live. Health will be affected. Number 1 guarantee. If you have got tension and worry, your health will get affected. Number 1. Your decision making will be bad. After all, companies appoint you, the organizations appoint you. You are paid for the decisions that you make in a higher level, and that decision making will get affected if you have got tension and worry. Hopefully, your decision making will be bad. A company feels it deserves right to terminate you. And you can't solve any problem. Any problem with any person with tension and worry, he can't solve his own problem. He can't solve the problem of others. He certainly cannot solve the problem of his department or the organization that he is in, or even the nation at large. A person with tension and worry cannot solve problems. And a person who is always under tension and worry, one thing certain is you can't have good relationship with people. Think. In your home, your relationship with your family members are miserable. When you come to the office, nobody likes you. You don't like anybody. Your relationship is horrible. With your people of your level, with the people of your juniors, or with the seniors, nobody likes you. Your relationship is bad. You are tension. Now, with that relationship, can you get any work done? A leader or an executive, person, especially persons in a higher level, you can get things done only with good relationship with people. When your relationship is bad, you can't get anything done, my dear friends. Impossible. Tension and worry causes your relationship to get spoiled. Be sure, a person with tension and worry, he will be inefficient in sports also, in your domestic work, in your professional. So anywhere you go, your efficiency will suffer when you have got tension and worry. Then, guaranteed, loss of memory. Ask a person without tension and worry. I have seen some people. We also had in my company, the Chandelier Institute had initially a placement wing. And when we were recruiting people for various companies, and we had even placed some people abroad in 97, I had one person who came. He was, it was going to be a very, very important job. And when he came here, I made him come once, sit down, and asked him, what is your name? He said, 23. Because he had the tension. When there is a tension, you forget your own name. So you think what you can do, what work you can do, my dear friends. Tension and worry makes you lose the memory. And you're sure that you will be unhappy. Not only you are unhappy, you will make all people around you unhappy. Wherever you are, your family people will be unhappy. Go to your department, they are unhappy. Go to some society, you are unhappy, you try to make others unhappy, because you will say, may my tribe increase. You can't tolerate a person who is happy because you are unhappy. Are you understanding? Friends, find out if you want all this. All this is because of the tension and worry. Now we go back. Number one, these are the 3 levels. Hopefully you are able to see. No integrity, corrupt, vulgar. And this lowest level of corruption, my dear friends, once upon a time we had in this great country, our own great country, Mera Bharat Mahan. Right now I'm temporarily for 3 months in the United States. There we have, once upon a time we had 90% pure and 10% corrupt. Slowly we are having 90% corrupt, 10% pure. In fact, Pujya Gurudev Swami Chinmayananda, my spiritual mentor, who installed in me the management concepts of our scriptures, he said, there are 2 categories of the people in this world, with exceptions. With folded hands, I am saying with exception, because you are all exceptional people. With exceptions, there are 2 categories. Those who are corrupt. Second, those for whom there is no provision for corruption. Some people don't take corrupt money because nobody is giving them. It is not that. When you are in a position of power, a position status, at that moment when there is an opportunity to get corruption, if you have guts to say no, it is great, my dear friends. So you don't belong to this integrity. You are not a pure man working only for gain, not only for an ideal, but you are going to work for joy, with joy. Number one. This will build tremendous power, like the power storage in a dam. The next you have said, you are going to plug the three leakages. The past of regrets of the past, feverish excitement of the present, and anxiety of the future. It is something like this. Suppose, assuming that you are a man with a driving license, and you sit in a car, and when you are sitting in the car, you start looking back and driving. You are looking back. You put your head through the window, start looking back and driving. In Bangalore, there are a lot of potholes, humps. And when you see one obstacle, because you are, looking at the back, you do not know what is here. You are not able to apply the brake from inside the vehicle. Some outside brake will come. It can be a rock or a building or another stationary truck. That will happen. Don't look at the past. We are now here in 2025. Don't say what happened in 2020 and you are going towards 26. Accidents will happen. And regret of the past. And third, future. You will start looking somewhere far away, there, and you are driving. You do not know what is happening. Then also the problem. A healthy driver is one. Healthy driver is one who is just calm. No excitement also. Calm driver. Peaceful driver. Just you are like right now looking here. But once in a way, you glance into the rear view. Carefully. You don't look at the rear view mirror. Once in a way, glance to the rear view. You will have a beautiful journey in the car. Or journey in your life. Plug all the three leakages. For you, it is required for you. It is required for your family. It is required for the organization, the company you are working. It is required for the country. Be like a driver. Be in the present, calm, peaceful, serene. But once in a way, learn the lessons from glancing into the rear view. That is all. And these two things are achieved. The third step is what is called as channelizing. Channelize. All right. Channelize. I have built my energy by working for joy with joy. Number one. I have tremendous power. I have plugged all the three leakages. Then that power, yes, that you have should be channelized in a proper way into the turbine, water turbine, so that the power is generated. That is extremely important, my dear friends. The channelizing is what? You see, I always tell people, we have various organizations and the companies. Do you think it's called, you have got to be a smart person. You have got to be knowledge, you have got to be capable, you must be smart and all that. But smartness is not adequate. I know a lot of people who have their children, they tell their children, be very, very smart. It doesn't work if you are like this. Be smart. And your son or daughter starts showing that smartness with you. Then you, hey, don't show your smartness with me. With me, be good. Friends, we are coming to this aspect. Smartness is there, but it is not enough. Because you see a lot of people, a lot of organizations are spoiled, a lot of institutions are spoiled, and countries have collapsed. Is it because of the dull or unintelligent people? No. No dull, no unintelligent person can spoil any organization. It is only the bright, intelligent, capable people can spoil an institution or an organization or a country or organization, a country or a state. So what? We had lots of rakshasas, demons, who had tremendous power. But that power they used for demolition of their own people, and finally they demolished themselves. Demons demolished themselves. So friends, it is not sufficient that bright, intelligent, But we must know how to channelize in the right direction. This is called, you are not only going to be smart, but good. Go to the third aspect now. Smart. That means we have to find out, hey, have got this power, I have got this knowledge, I have got this skill, I have the capability, and then I have regret, I have no dissipation of energy, and this energy I am going to use for the betterment of not only me or my kith and kin, my wife, my chubby children, expand it to the family, and slowly expand it to the institution, the company you are working, slowly expand it to the whole organization, the entire nation, and the entire world. Carefully, carefully. All of you have got a responsibility to make this world, carefully, let people say, hey, this world is better because of you. Carefully, carefully, I repeat. May this country, may this world be better because you are in this world. Have that satisfaction. You can do it, my dear friends. And that can happen only when you channelize all the energies that you have stored and stop the dissipation and channelizing it. Very, very dear friends. And ultimately, friends, very, very important. I can't miss without this. You get money, power, position, status. Nothing wrong in you satisfying, getting reasonable wealth and satisfying some of your sensual desires. Nothing wrong. But this artha and the kama, satisfying your desires and wealth, should not be adharmic, or it should be adharmic, and it should lead you to be blissful, Paramananda. If I say moksha, you will get scared. I don't want, because moksha people think is when you will die. That is it. No. There was one person who was daily wanting, Lord, give me moksha, give me moksha, give me moksha. Everybody, the priest was seeing, this person is daily coming, asking moksha. And one day he knew the time that person will come. One day he went behind the idol. Again, this man said, oh Lord, when are you going to give me moksha? I want moksha. Then from behind he said, hey, today, right now, come today. From that day onwards, he never came to the temple. But he thinks moksha means death. No, moksha means that state of infinite ananda, which you will get only when you are living, is called Jivan Muktaha. Moksha is not something that you are going to get when you die. It is when you are living in this body. And when you are living in this body, you identify that I am not the body, I am not the mind, I am not the intellect, I am the Atman. I am not going to become happy. I am a bliss only. I am not going to, Ananda will not come. You are always Nitya Shuddha Mukta Ananda Tvam. You are always that. So this state of realizing, Aham Dehatrayatitaha, Aham Avastayatritraha, I am beyond the three. Sthula Sukshma Karana Sharirat Vitiriktaha, I am not the grass settled in the castle body, I am the Atman. My state is not Jagrat Swapna Sushupti, I am that state. I am in the state of eternal bliss. And this is what all of us are writing. This is what we call as the goal of life. Moksha. Independent bliss. Bliss or ananda, which does not depend on anybody or anything, including your body. That is your own state. And that bliss that you are going to get is the infinite bliss. Akhanda Ananda. Infinite Ananda. And not dependent on anybody. And if I am repeating, this getting money, power, position, status, etc. If it is coming in the way of you becoming happy, what is the use of this money, power, position, status? I am not asking not to get money, power, position, status, have it. But if that is not giving you the ananda, what use it is? Talk to yourself. I have got goal of life, ananda. Goals in life, materialistic positions, materialistic things, artha and the kama, which are dharmic, which are not coming in the way, that is called the real purpose. That is the purpose. That is channelizing. I'm coming to the third aspect. See, there are various ways. Channelizing for the growth, for an organization, I want to my organization country to go. And the another channelization I am talking of, the channel for your spiritual growth and to realize that you are the mukta. I hope you are getting it. And this is the purpose of life. And hopefully, again, I go back to the original slide that I showed you. All of you will rise. We remember this permanently. First, like a dam water rising, you are going to bring a change in your own attitude by working for joy, with joy, in any field, in any, including in spiritual field. Don't also say, what do I get from this and all that now. Work there, you will get tremendous potential and plug all the three leakages, regrets of the past, feverish excitement of the present, and anxiety of the future. And then channelize it into the right direction. Then you will succeed and you will be able to make others succeed. I think have it in the mind. First practice this and spread this message to as many people as possible. This is, and all these are covered in 3 verses of Bhagavad-Gita I talked. If 2 verses of Gita can give so much, what about the 700 verses? Everything, all problems, I repeat, of the individuals, of the family, of the organizations, of the companies, of the society, of the whole country and the world population, all of them, there is solution in Bhagavad Gita. But this Bhagavad Gita is not the, I only given you 2 samples, that is all. But hopefully I made you, no, not made you, because all of you are aware the tremendous potential capability of Bhagavad Gita, how value it is important. But I am not against you keeping it in your puja room with silk clothes wrapped. But more importantly, take it out, read, understand. Reading, understanding is not adequate. Knowing is not doing. Doing is doing. Implement it. So you become peaceful. And ultimately, this will lead you for satisfying your dharmic, artha and the kama. But more importantly, lead you to moksha. In fact, you are not going to become mukta. You are always a mukta. You will realize that you are a mukta. You are not going to become happy. You realize that you are a bundle of bliss. Are you understanding? It is only a realization that will come. Thank you very much. I will stop sharing now. Thank you.